Yeah. We did.
Welcome back to the City of Palms podcast. I'm so excited right now. We've got a full house. This is a special episode. As y'all have probably noticed, Danny and I like to have snacks on the table, whether the guest wants them or not. Me and Danny enjoy them. We eat them. And so we've linked up with a local legend. And I think she's going to be the local legend of this episode and many to come. This is
name.
Yeah, so we have an interview scheduled, but today's the first day that Fabiana Mullings of Favy Cakes has blessed this table with some high quality custom snacks.
We leveled up with the snacks.
We leveled up. So yeah, so there's going to be episodes in the future where this is going to be how our table is set up. And I just wanted to, before we start the interview, I wanted to talk with her just kind of about the snacks we got today and what went into making them.
All right. So today we've got two different kinds of brownies. So we've got the plain brownies and Oreo brownies. And then we've got chocolate covered Oreos. So I've got these different molds that I can put the Oreos in. So they come out like looking like these shiny little hockey pucks. People are always like, what is that? And so I use mega stuffed Oreos because it's just better that way. And then these are lemon blueberry cakes. So I do lots of different sizes of them, but I call them naked cakes because I don't have to decorate them, because most of my cakes are like highly decorated and it just takes so much time, and I get to really highlight all the ingredients on the little ones, so and on the naked ones. So with the ingredients, with a lemon blueberry, I do a raspberry white chocolate that's really, really good. And then I've got a pumpkin cake over here that's got maple pecans in it as well. Oh my gosh, I'm nervous.
Yeah, real quick, I'm going to pass some of these around just so we can start.
I got real nervous all of a sudden there. I told you, whenever I talk about my work, I get really nervous.
All right, I think I'm going to take this one. I'm going to pass some of these around. Kyle, you want to grab? You said you wanted a brownie?
Yes, let's taste.
I'll give you a Backhouse brownie.
Yes.
Yo, that one's perfect.
And then we'll give...
Yeah, so I do printed images. So I've got a sugar printer, and then I've got a company that I started outsourcing it to. But like I was telling you earlier, the package didn't come in, so I was hand drawing all of these last night. Which I love your logo. But at 2 a.m, I hated your logo and all the little lines. It's so deceiving because I'm like, oh no, I can do this. Like, it's pretty simple. And then I got into the circles and I was like, no, there's nothing simple about this logo.
Oh my god,
these are good.
This is good as fuck.
They actually love it.
Yeah, that lemon blueberry.
That
lemon blueberry is like my tried and true. That's my key.
I could tell.
Skyrocket. Oh.
Was this the one that what went into making this one? You said there was a funny story?
Okay, yeah. So I love doing these little mini loaves, and the pecans are so good. Like, I don't know what you have against pecans, but pecans are amazing.
I know, right?
And I toast them, and then I toss them in maple, and it's just like, and a little bit of salt, so it gives it like this sweet and saltiness, and it's just amazing. Like, don't hate. You need to just trust. But I wanted to like chock fill it with pecans. So I cut this like V out of it so that I could like have a little canal to like put a whole bunch of pecans in. And then I was like, well, I would need the pecans to stick. So like I like smothered a whole bunch of frosting in it. And the entire time I'm doing it, I'm like, this just feels really wrong. Like, I just feel like the whole time I was creating this, I'm just like, there's just something not right about this, but it's really delicious.
It's probably a market for those process videos on YouTube.
yeah, there's a huge market for
You'll
that.
You'll get a whole different fan base.
Yeah, that's the other bad gal, or that's the other Favy Cakes, not the Favy Cakes LLC.
All right. Jeez. All right, you ready to jump into this?
Yes.
We can get into it.
We'll bring in the guest. Thank you so much for everything.
Yes,
like I said,
Yeah.
you're going to be seeing a lot more of her because this is going to be a regular thing for us, and we'll be making videos with her and doing all sorts of cool stuff. But today,
We should do it.
Our-
ASMR video right now.
yeah, we can just turn this gain up real high and just.
Whoa.
I'm putting this down. This shit's good.
All right, but today we've got a special guest. I was gonna say we have other members of the Backhouse coming up. I don't know if the episode's gonna go up when this one is already up when this one goes up. So I don't want to say shit yet. But we've got Backhouse dudes coming in, and today we've got Slyte.
Wow.
How you doing, bro?
Been good, man.
It's good to meet you.
Good. Hell yeah, same, man. Been
Here, you can
hearing
get
a
it
lot
up
about
here.
you guys.
Hell yeah. You as well, dude. You probably don't remember, and that's fine. It's fine.
Go ahead.
My first time meeting you was like, bro, a long time ago, and like you haven't changed at all, bro. You look the same, and
Yeah.
I was probably 14. I'm 21 now, so
I feel like fucking 20 years older. All this fucking work I've been putting in and shit. Where was that though?
So I was friends with like Alex, and you had pulled up to where they were staying at, and you, bro. The second I saw you, you pulled up in it was like a old Impala, it's so sick.
I had that Smurf blue 82 Monte Carlo. That shit was
okay.
sick.
Yeah.
Hell
You pulled, I'm like, yo, who is this?
That was in San Carlos, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, that was like right down the street, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that, and I was just like, yo, and I think that was like before maybe you started making music, really.
Yeah.
So I was just like, man, who is this? Like, I knew them, and you were the oldest brother. I'm like, man.
That's
And
fucking dope,
just
man.
seeing how you've just progressed and came into Slyte, like fucking this character, it's cool, dude. And like,
Fuck yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We weren't even thinking about that.
When did his name first get brought up? Casey Park's interview. We mentioned he said something about Slyte.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got something. I guess you could call it a partnership right now.
Really?
And, yeah. So he's working on his next project, and that should be out like real soon. And we got a release party December 6th for that at Millennial Brewing. It's gonna be fucking.
What? That dude's ill, bro. Really under the radar.
He's fucking amazing, man. Just like I work with a lot of people, you know what I mean, and like how intelligent he is and how like on the ball he is. Like I'll work with a whole bunch of people and be like, oh yeah, like, you know, we gotta get a collab project, we gotta get this done. And it's like, yeah, okay, da-da-da. But like Casey is like every day like, all right, so what's next? We gotta do this. I'm gonna handle this, you handle it, and this is like perfect, bro. It just gets everything going like way faster, man.
Yeah, he's a smart dude.
But yeah. So that partnership's between, you know, him and Backhouse Music, the label I started recently.
Yeah.
So that shit's dope, man. I could talk all day about that, but yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about. Did you have anything else you wanted to, with your intro that you wanted to touch on?
No, we can get right into it.
So I wanted to talk about Backhouse because like Danny has told me the story of like the origins of like you know how that term came about and all that
From
stuff.
what I know, that's
It's like,
you know what I mean?
It's a legend.
Straight
Well,
up.
just like how that started.
Well, I want to know like kind of like your experience, the different eras of Backhouse. Like I don't know what kind of dudes like went in and out and like kind of who.
That's
were...
a good word for it though, because there's been like we call them sagas, like
Dragon
Ball Z.
I want to hear about the sagas of
so
Backhouse.
like shit. I mean, it goes before rap. It's deeper than rap, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking but like 2010. You guys heard of or know Sino?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's his guest house, and we were like partying back there in high school, and my older brother got out of jail and went to the same school as us, and I introduced him to everybody, and he kind of brought his like charisma to the table, but he was living back there for a while, so we'd be partying, and you know, 2011, he got locked up again, and when he got locked up, because he raps like a lot, like he could freestyle for like hours, bro, like just hour.
What is his name?
Hour. KT. Call him Code Red now though. That's his new name. Shout out Code Red. He'll be out soon. But yeah, man. So when he got locked up, we kind of started freestyling, and at some points, you know, when we were drunk as hell, you know, it was just like, hey man, like I think we could do this, man. Like I really think we could do this. I'm like, shit. All right, look, let's try to make some songs, and that kind of went into, you know, 2012. We tried to make songs, and you know, like she said, like hearing your voice, like it's weird, man. So like we were making songs for like a year straight, but never put them out. And then 2013 is when we finally, me and Dom dropped that like Not a Word song, that like, what was it, Survival of the Fittest freestyle, the Mob Deep beat.
Yeah.
But yeah, we put that was our first song out, and that got like a good reaction. So we kind of just took it from there, man. Shit. So we made a few songs, and then 2015 we did our first like Backhouse performance together at Rolling Loud. It was the first Rolling Loud.
No way.
Yeah, that shit was amazing, man. But
who all was performing?
It was me, Dom, Sino, Ike, and Matt. Rest in peace, Matt Black. Yeah, and then that shit was just crazy as hell because we were supposed to be on like this little like baby stage because they had like little like levels, you know, and we paid to perform that, which I'll never do now, but it was a good experience. It really was, like, not even just for exposure, but just to get out in front of a huge crowd and just, you know, kind of put it up there, like, you know, like, what do you guys think about this? But we were supposed to be on this little stage outside, and it got rained out. And so we approached, you know, Dopey and T, those guys, and they were basically kind of like, fucking too bad. So we saw this other guy had his own, like mid-tier stage, and we're like, yo, like, we're gonna fucking, like, rock this shit out. Like, you gotta let us on. And he looked, and we had, like, fucking 6 chicks with us and shit, you know what I mean? And he was just like, all right, like, y'all go ahead. Y'all go on at 3. 3 went to 4. 4 went to 5. And we finally performed at 6, like, right when the big stage and, like, the other big stage, like, got done. So everybody kind of just filed in for our show.
What?
And we fucking, like, just murked it, man. It's crazy as shit. But, like, after that, people were trying to interview us and shit, and we weren't even having it. Like, I just needed a fucking cigarette. Like, I went to go outside, and I was like, fuck, we did that shit. But, yeah, I mean, and then from there, we just, you know, did some more shows. Shout out Marty, by the way. Marty Mogul is who let us rock that mid-tier stage, that caster stage. And that shit was dope, man. Changed our lives. I'm looking at that.
Yeah.
Don't forget about me demo right there. That shit's crazy, man.
Did any of y'all in that crew have performing experience before that show at all?
No.
What?
No. It's funny, but like I was just spazzing out, and then you see Dom's just like screaming into the mic. Like now, when he performs now, I'm so fucking proud of that kid. Fucking like he can do like a controlled scream now, but before it was just like just like screamo shit. And I mean we were all nervous, but we all had our own way of like dealing with that shit.
Yeah,
you know
and
what I mean?
each of you together, like instead of it just being like
just
Dom
like one.
performing
Yeah,
his
exactly.
all of you guys,
exactly,
like,
man.
killing
We
it.
would have all just individually shit ourselves, like doing a solo performance for the first time. But yeah, man, that's shit.
What
There's
about
so
since
much.
then? What about since then? Like, I know all of y'all kind of like have done your own projects since that time, but what about performing?
Since then, I mean, we did a couple of like local performances, but we haven't done like a everybody in Backhouse, you know, performing at once. Not for any specific reason, but you know, Dom's fucking everywhere now, crazy fucking busy, and Matt's no longer in Backhouse, but I still fuck with Matt, but we just kind of been like locked in on our own shit, and then we kind of, you know, bring it back to the Backhouse table. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been dope, man.
Dude, it was so cool for me just to listen to that story because from everything I've seen, like, and then from once the music started happening is when like we kind of took our separate ways, like Alex and Dom, and they did their thing, but so I've been looking in from the outside in, and now to hear like everything like that was super cool. And then one thing I want to touch on too is, I don't know exactly what year it was, but you and Dom did the Emotions beat, Mr. Business.
Oh shit!
It was like
what
the contest thing.
I want to say that was like, that had to be late 2015. And do you remember what that contest was like for or whatever? We were supposed to get like a music video out of it.
Yeah,
but
and
then, you know, not like in a bad way, but like we never got it because Mr. Business, he ended up getting like in a motorcycle crash.
Oh no!
He's really big on like the, you know, like street bike, like, you know, going through, you know, the street, like doing tricks and shit like that. And he ended up getting in a crash. He's okay now, but I kind of just like, you know, I'm not gonna. The guy just like almost loses his life. Like, where's the music video, bro? Like, hell no, I can't do that. But yeah, man, that was crazy as hell. And we were supposed to get Jalil, you know, that producer, Jalil Beats.
Yeah.
Like, Jalil Beats, holla at me. Like, he was supposed to be in the video.
What?
So we kind of scratched that whole thing and just like kept it moving. But people love that freestyle. Oh, I haven't heard that in like years. And like someone posted it the other day, and I was just like, holy shit, that shit was fire.
It was so fire. Yeah, I still listen to it. I think I just showed him about it like 3-4 months ago, and he's like, yo, who's this? I'm like, yeah, bro, this is.
Yeah. What was the song that you always showed me? I don't remember who all was in the song, but I know it was like a handful of the Backhouse dudes, and you showed it to me. I remember we were driving right here, going to 7-Eleven, going to skate.
That was.
And it was that, but they took it down because
it was another mix that happened. I don't know what it was, but it was like a Backhouse mix. It was like an 18-minute song. It started out with Batista Bomb, with Ike's Batista Bomb, I think. What? And that was the first one, and then the second song it faded into Divine Intervention, and then it kept fading
that
into.
Was that stream set list.
No, I'm
sorry, y'all fucking killed me. Steam.
That's what it is.
That show we did. That was after that. Rolling Loud. That series of shows I was talking about. We did a show in Miami called Steam, and we opened up for it was like Denzel Curry, Post Malone.
Damn.
Pooya was out there wilding. That was crazy as shit. That night was when Pooya later on had that wild ass Snapchat of him and his homies doing some weird porno shit. It was crazy, bro. But, I was like, they got the same outfit, bro. It was wild, man. But yeah, and then Alex had Post Malone sign his face. That shit was dope.
Shit.
Shout out Post, man. He's a fucking cool ass dude.
I
met him one time.
That must have been before he really fucking blew up, huh?
Yeah, because right at the show, right after that Rolling Loud one, we went to Texas, a club called Rio, and we didn't know all these people were gonna pull up, but Lil Debbie pulled up, most of Pro Era pulled up. Damn. Met them. Post Malone came out. That's when White Iverson was first really bubbling. Before he really really blew up, and he came out and did that, and then he ended up fucking cooling it with us and shit, just still drinking Bud Lights and shit.
He seems like a genuine guy.
He is, man. He really is. It was him and his girl at the time, and we were just cooling, talking and shit, because I didn't really know about his shit, but other people in Backhouse did, and they were hyping it up. And I'm gonna keep it real. I heard White Iverson, I was just whatever. But the more I heard it, I was like, fuck, this shit is hard. So I told him, I was like, hey, yo, I just heard about you, but these guys are crazy fans of yours. And he's just like, oh, bro, that's what's up. And yeah, his manager was trying to get him to leave and shit. Bro, we got more shows to do. And he's like, nah, chill, man. We're cooling, man. So it was a good fucking time, man.
That's dope.
He's probably 18, 19 at the time. So that's wild as hell to see his growth type shit. Little on ours, but that shit.
Yeah, seeing his latest album and the song he did with Ozzy and stuff. It's just damn. He's really dope, and he's really talented. He can do a lot more than just rap or whatever. He can sing good. He can play guitar and all that.
I'm glad he blew that one hit wonder. Stigma just out of the fucking water. He's fuck that. You do whatever I want.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then with your music, with a lot of the local guys that we talk to, it's they're still kind of coming into their own, and they'll have a handful of stuff on Spotify or iTunes or whatever, and it's pretty quick to just run through the album they released or the couple of singles they released and just kind of know their discography.
Yeah.
But going through your list of shit, it's and then on SoundCloud too, he showed me shit that I gotta save that, and then Spotify, there's a huge list of stuff I'm going through, and I wanted to ask you the different time periods of your music. I noticed with the newer projects, Book of Water and Fire and all that stuff, there's no features on them. Dom is featured in Book of Water, and then I think you have one more feature in that. What's the name of the song?
I don't cannot condone.
Yeah, that's the one.
Book of Wind.
But I noticed there's no features. Is that because I noticed Slyte of Mine was 2016, right?
Yeah.
And then that had all the dudes on it, and that was dope. And then after that is when you went into your other projects, and there's no features. Is that because people were kind of taking their own routes, and you were just focused on?
I mean, at that time, when I started the whole Book of Five Rings collection, if you want to call it that, me and Isaac had moved to L.A. And, before that, we were all supposed to move to L.A., but I was kind of the only one really saving, saving up and actually all right, we're going to L.A., And at the time, it was just bro, we got to get out there and see, what's going. So when the time came, it sucks, but Dom and Alex had gotten arrested on the same day. And, Ike was kind of a late addition. He's just all right, man, I got some money, I'm coming with you type shit. And so long story short, it was only us out there, But I wanted Book of Five Rings for the most part to really showcase all the different, facets of me, you know what I mean, as an artist too, because there's a lot of facets to me as a person, but also like as an artist. And the Book of Water, you know, having the Dom features, that was like a no-brainer to me, because like when it comes to water, you know, I think of, you know, adaptability, you know what I mean, and I think of, you know, just real fluid, real smooth shit, and you know, I couldn't picture Dom, you know, not being on that type shit. And for Wind, it's cool as fuck, because the whole Book of Five Rings collection is it's originally a book that was written in the 1600s by this you know, famous samurai, and in these, you know, each chapter is a different book, and in these, you know, the first chapter, Book of Earth, is like an intro of everything, and you know, the second one, Book of Fire, second Water, was kind of like explaining his style, you know, and you know, having Dom on that just made so much sense, because you know, we really feed off of each other, like artistically. Book of Wind, it's like kind of like a play on words, like the kanji for wind could also be, you know, translated into tradition, and it's basically in the book, the samurai is you know, comparing his style to different, you know, styles of the time, and showing like where those other styles lacked, and you know, where his kind of, you know, surpassed that, whether it be, you know, some schools were only focusing on like, you know, the superficial, you know, aspects of martial arts and shit like that, where he kind of, you know, didn't really focus on one thing. He kind of like covered a broad, you know, broad array, I guess you want to call it, of, you know, aspects of his style. I really could, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Fuck, I hate when we do this. Fucking, I encourage y'all to check out that Book of Five Rings. But that's why there's a feature on Book of Wind. That one feature, you know, I kind of wanted to take something similar to that Southern style and kind of pit them against each other a little bit.
That's
which is
so dope,
as hell.
dude.
Yeah. And shout out YG Tut. I've been listening to him, you know, since we started rapping, because it's kind of cool. Like, his group is called The House. They're from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we were Backhouse. So I was like, fuck, like, I see that similarity. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But my next project, Book of Void, that's the last of the Book of Five Rings, you know, series. That's gonna be just all me too. But after that, like, I don't have anything against features, but I really wanted to, you know, again, showcase my different styles, you know.
Yeah. I like that. I like that idea, that concept too, of like having the different, like, you know, like a 5-track EP of different styles, just to really showcase your, I guess, like, versatility, you could say.
Yeah, exactly.
And with recording that stuff, when was Book of Water recorded? Like, when were you able to do all those features with Dom? Was that before he took off?
Now, he laid both of those things down before I went, and I kind of had those like just on deck, those vocals, and I ended up you know, picking a beat that was similar to what he, you know, spit on, and then I put his vocal over it and like just painstakingly like separated every single word to have it fit like perfect. So like what you hear on that song, it like isn't what it was before.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Dang.
I like locked in. That shit was crazy as fuck.
So do you produce a lot of the stuff, or do you have someone who you do that?
I have different producers. I like producing, but I'm not as good right now as I am with rapping, so I was just like, But, you know, I definitely have an ear for it. But I have all types of different producers. Like, whatever sound I'm looking for, I'll you know, look through, you know, SoundCloud, YouTube, you know, wherever, and just see who's kind of, you know, who's got like a sound that I haven't heard before, and who's like really sleeping on themselves.
Yeah.
You know, because like some of these guys, you'll be like, y'all want to be? And they're like, all right, $20. And you're like, I feel kind of shitty right now, man. Like, can I give you 50? Like, you know, because I want this on contract too, you know, like, you know, exclusive rights contract. And, you know, it's dope though. So as far as like a set amount of producers, I don't really have, you know, that set amount. It's just whoever's, you know, bring that heat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
For real.
Have you ever worked with Ivan the Hippie?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I was just wondering because I know he's in that area.
Yeah. No, I haven't worked with it. We used to come by the house like way back in the day. Like,
What?
It was like 2016 when he first started to make music, but mainly just a smoking shit vibe. Like,
yeah,
I wasn't even like nearly as serious about this shit as I was before. But yeah.
All right. We are about at the halfway point. We're gonna take a quick break and just hit you with a couple of ads, and we'll be right back with Slyte. I just want to take a minute to welcome a new local legend into the city of Palms, Favi Cakes. Faviana is a local out of Cape Coral that we've recently met. She started a bakery out of her own house, and she uses it not only as a side hustle to gain some extra money and set up at catering events with sweets and pastries and whatnot, but she's also used it to get involved in the music and art scene. And she's been to Rock for Equality and Say in Season events, and she's all over the place, and she just shows up with sweets, and she's been customizing them to logos and images from artists and musicians around here, and it's really gotten attention on her. And not to mention, they're delicious. Me and Danny have actually partnered up with her to provide snacks for the podcast, so you'll be seeing her sweets on episodes from here on out, and we're here to support her. So if you do want to connect with her, she does most of her business through Instagram. Her personal Instagram is badgalfifi, and she posts a lot of cool content on there as far as processes of making her dishes, and then her business is actually Favi Cakes LLC on Instagram, and that's where you can contact her if you want her to cater one of your events, or you just want some of her customized sweets, or just her sweets in general. She has a lot of awesome stuff, and she posts good content, so even if you don't want to buy anything, you can just check it out and like and share and all of that. So welcome, you are now a local legend, Favi Cakes. The City of Palms podcast is brought to you by Anchor. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions, like how do I record an episode? How do I get my show onto all the apps people use? How do I make money from the podcast? And the answer to all this is really simple: Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. Me and Danny searched all over the internet for different outlets for distributing and recording, and for websites that would host our podcast, and a lot of them you have to pay money, or it's really complicated, and especially for someone just starting out. And Anchor really was an answer to all that, because you can record straight on Anchor. It's very user friendly, and it's totally free. We don't have to pay a penny to use this, and so it's great for anyone who's wanting to start out. And so if you're wanting to start your own podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start to join me in the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. You ever have it where like you start a show watching the dub, and then like you don't want to go to the sub after that, or vice versa? Like
I prefer the sub, honestly.
Really? There's some shows I do.
Yeah. Honestly, the only one where I don't like the sub is Dragon Ball Z, because I can't fucking stand Goku's voice.
Yep. Yeah. Dude,
like, I cannot stand.
But then I
that
noticed
shit.
with Naruto, it's the opposite, to where his voice in the sub is dope, and then his voice in English is the lamest fucking thing I've ever heard.
It's like for me, it's like half the voice actors, and then the other half is like, I don't know, some shit just sounds cooler in Japanese to me.
Yeah.
Or like, look, I don't know, like this little subtle, like you can see like when their body language is animated versus like what they're saying in Japanese. Like I can almost feel it more than like sometimes like they do things. Like, you know, you see them doing things, and then you hear them say it in English, and it's just like, it doesn't feel like authentic. Like,
and sometimes the translation is weird too, you know, like when they speak it or whatever, it comes out weird. And then I notice villains are sometimes way less scary for some reason when they have an English voice, because it just sounds like a business dude, just like, I'm gonna get you. But like real. In Japanese, they got like that.
I can't even speak Japanese, but that should be like the fucking scary.
The Akatsuki and motherfucking Naruto Shippuden,
bro.
Horrifying.
I love Naruto, bro. That's
Me
like
too.
my all-time.
I keep telling him he's got to watch it.
You ever watch Naruto?
He would love it, dude.
All right, the first Naruto, I get it, cause it's like it's a little slow. Like having Naruto like get into his like, you know what I mean, find out what he's good at and shit. But like when Shippuden fucking comes in, like it's just like fucking raw as shit. Like you're just like, oh fuck, these niggas grown up.
Because it gets so dark.
They're like 16, like doing some grown man shit. Like what the fuck? But it gets real dark though, for real.
Yeah, like Bro, the whole arc with what was it when Azuma died and the whole
oh man, I fucking cried.
Dude,
bro,
yeah, that's
cried,
like some real
bro.
shit. And then
that
when
and
Shikamaru
Gaara's death, both of those like was just
Yup.
like, oh shit, this is heavy,
Yeah.
bro. Like, did not expect this nice ass guy to like just get murked.
Yeah, and that's just
by
got
some
moments
asshole.
to where like when you like I'll see clips sometimes of like certain fights or like certain like when the scene where fucking Rock Lee drops his weights off his legs and he's just fucking everyone
Fuck
up.
yeah, bro.
Like there's just shit you watch and you're just like that was the dopest thing ever.
Bro, fuck.
True.
But
so
anyways.
what would you say your top? If we're on anime, we may as well stay on it
fuck
for
it.
now. What would
Fuck
you say top 5 anime for you?
I feel like I fucking said this on the IG story. If it's different, my apologies. But all time is Naruto 1, 2 is Dragon Ball Z. Everything about Dragon Ball period. I love that. And
You see all the Super?
No, not all of Super. I haven't seen all of
good,
Super
so
because I don't know. It's just like different for me when they started going into like parallel universes and like I don't know. It got weird for me.
I'll say the last arc, the like Tournament of Power itself, is
Yeah.
so it like makes up for all the like any weirdness.
Super
throughout
fire.
this
You know what?
series.
I'll go into specific like from Dragon Ball to the Cell Saga was my fucking all-time favorite because after that they were supposed to make Gohan the lead guy, like the protagonist, but they didn't, and that like forever fucked me up to see like Gohan go from like badass just murked Cell. Dad died. Yeah, to like fucking book. No, sorry. Great Saiyan, man. Like that shit pissed me off so bad, bro. Like,
'Cause he was my
what are you
favorite
talking
too.
about?
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's
man.
why I loved you. Did you ever see the Broly movies, the original ones?
Yeah.
Like I loved. We had Broly's Second Coming on VHS, and I remember as kids we'd watch that shit. So
Yeah.
because because his favorite character was Goten.
Yeah.
And that movie fucking featured Goten and Trunks, and then Gohan being a badass. So
Yeah.
I was just like, yo, this
Bro,
movie's.
that-
Plus, I love Broly.
Fuck, man. Gohan, like like in Future Trunks, that era he came from where Gohan was like the lone survivor, pretty much like with one arm type shit. Like that's the Gohan that I love.
That's the Gohan we deserve.
That's the one we deserve for
Fuck
real
yeah.
though, for real. The one who had to boss up because no one else was there. But like, I don't know.
What did you feel about GT?
GT was dope. I don't know. It's just I don't know. It was cool. Like I could sit here and watch. I could watch GT. I could watch Super and like not be pissed or nothing. But I don't know. It was just too different. Like him being a kid again. Like Goku being a kid again, and the whole baby thing was cool. I'll say. That's the thing I took most from like GT is the whole baby. Like some other race of aliens who were like treated like shit. Type shit. I guess I kind of got into baby's story a lot.
And I always think it's scary when there's a villain that like takes over all your loved ones. And
Yeah,
like, that
fuck
whole shit
yeah,
is,
like
everyone against
body
you.
snatcher shit. Like,
Yeah,
that
for
shit's
real,
raw.
aliens.
That shit's raw.
And Super Saiyan 4 was dope too.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, definitely. I don't know why the fuck I skipped that. Super Saiyan 4 was fucking raw.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But you can continue your list.
Shit. Fucking. After that, it's just like I love so many. I think I really fucking. I don't know if it's 3, but like top 5. I think One Punch Man is top 5 for me too.
I've heard that. I never watched it.
It's like so unlike what you've seen in the anime, cause like they just really play on all of these same like anime tropes where like, oh, here's this villain and here's his crazy backstory. This is why he does it. And he just gets fucking punched in the face like one time and he's done. Like that's it. Like the Saitama, the main guy, he's just so strong that he's bored now. You know what I mean? Like there's nobody who could like really touch him, so he's just bored as shit. But he's still a hero, but like he's just super fucking bored. And I love that shit cuz like I don't know, it kind of speaks to me like the better you get at something, I guess the more content you feel. What am I trying to say? Like it's like the stronger he got, like the more he realized that like, damn, I miss a challenge. You know what I mean? Like I'm not getting the challenge that I once got to get me here. You know what I mean? That I had before to get me to this point. He's just at the top. So like that's where all the humor comes in. And like people don't know that he's as raw as he is. So like they just talk to him like shit or like, you know what I mean? There's so many different like dialogues in that shit that just makes me like bust out laughing like immediately. And that doesn't happen a lot in anime. It's more like a serious vibe. But like with him, he's just like so fucking like dull. It's funny. It's funny as shit.
And
but,
that's a real short show too, huh?
Yeah, it's short right now. They're still working on the manga too, so like that's why they kind of like let the manga sit out there, and then they make the anime after that type shit. So the story's still going on. Whereas like like Naruto, Bleach. I didn't mention Bleach. Bleach is my top 5 too. You guys watch that at all?
No, I've never seen it.
It's fucking raw as shit. I can't even get into that. It's like Soul Reapers, like killing monsters. There's just so more than that. I can't even fucking. Holy shit, bro! It's so fucking cool, bro. You gotta get into that. Yeah. So Naruto, I will just say Dragon Ball, Bleach, One Punch Man. One more. Fuck it. One more. I would say. I want to say Inuyasha, but nah. I don't know.
What about? I hear a lot of people praise. What's it called? The one about the alchemists.
Oh, Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah. That's just like legend. Yeah. You could easily put that number. Yeah, I'll fill that in for the top 5 spot. Fuck yeah. Yeah. That's so fucking good.
I'm sleeping on that.
Yeah. I just like the idea of alchemy. Period. Like, just turning. I guess like this table has like certain atoms or whatever the fuck matter that makes it a table, but like how do you change that into like atoms that compose that like make up gold? You know what I mean? It's like changing making nothing into something is like super fire to me. And there's like crazy fucking books about alchemy like from the past. It's like a branch from science almost. Like it's raw as fuck, but yeah, Full Metal Alchemist is fire as fuck too. Yeah, that's top 5. Well, I'll put a fucking pin in it.
Fuck yeah! Before we went on break, I was gonna ask you, just not like this is kind of harsh transition, but like back into music shit.
Fuck music, man. Go.
But so, like I said, there's a lot of people around here now who are killing it, but they've like just kind of started to come into their own. Are there anyone who you see right now that are just doing really cool things, and you're just?
I mean, to be fair, I spend a lot of my time like at the crib, like just working my ass off and like kind of in my own creative zone. But I told you I recently met Sling. Sling is fucking raw as shit. Casey's dope as fuck too. X and VIX, that might
energy.
be I signed them to Backhouse Music, so they're obviously that might be a little biased, but they raw as fuck.
You signed them for a reason.
Yeah, off rip, man. I know when I see it, man. They got that same, not the same, but like they have a similar vibe and energy that I see that reminds me of when we first started Backhouse, and not like we're some fucking like, legendary veteran. I mean, we're only probably like, what, like 5 years in now, Backhouse, but like I really do feel that like brotherhood vibe from them, and like I kind of want to see what a little support, what a little backing can do,
Yeah, and that makes me happy because I saw them perform when I first got to Florida and started my whole art thing. I was at Kava Culture selling art, and they performed like Ivan the Hippie, Casey Parks, Xing VIX, they performed every time. And bro, like seeing the group of them go up there and just, I remember I was like, there was one time I was like, didn't know anyone, so I was like kind of bored and just like doing my own thing, and then they came up and like started spitting their stuff and just like their energy on stage. I'm just like, who are they, bro?
It's dope as fuck,
and then I see like the main platforms I look for music, they don't have a lot, except Yano put out Burna. That shit's fire. But but they don't have a lot of music out, and I'm just wondering like the shit I hear them perform, if that was on like major platforms, bro.
Exactly. That's basically what I was telling them. I was like, it's almost like they said they got this from a lot of people, but I was like, bro, because when I was listening to their Akatsuki project, I guess they had a release party and they had me open up for them. Like I think this was like the first week I got back from LA, like moved back, and me and Isaac, we did our thing, and they were in the front row like the whole fucking time. I'll get back to what I was saying, but like they were in the front row just like spitting our lyrics, like going ham, and like you don't get that a lot, like other artists like really in the pit, like showing you love as well. Yeah. So like I just wanted to reciprocate that, and what they were performing, I was like, what the fuck, this is sick. And then I was looking for it on major platforms, I was like, oh shit, it's not there. Like we gotta, you know what I mean? Like let's get in the studio, let's get some shit like mixed, fully mixed and mastered, and put it out there. And that's been the sentiment from the beginning of me, like really, linking with these boys and putting in work. Like let's just polish everything that we have, you know, whether it's on paper or shit, even if it's already out. Like let's polish it and put it out there, and you know, people are gonna come.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, dude. Yeah, we ask a lot of the guests who do music about their kind of like their stance on record labels and getting signed or doing anything independently or whatever. Yeah. And you've got an interesting perspective because you have Backhouse, and then your brother, you know, he signed, and look at the success he's doing. Yeah. I just want to know like kind of your outlook on the whole signed and record labels and stuff like that as an artist.
Me personally, like, now I'm gonna just put, you know, for the record, like, Dom is Dom. Like, there's not a lot of people like Dom. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. And, that's, you know, what he got, you know, not everybody's going to get as far as, like, a huge fucking deal like that. I mean, he kept his publishing. He kept his touring, his merchandise. Like, and that's a big deal as far as, like, a deal goes. But, I don't know, man. Like, to me personally, it's, like, it's, right now, it's never been as easy as it is now to, like, take your own career, you know, in your hands. And you're like, oh, well, Sean, why do you own a fucking record label? Because it needs organization as well. You know what I mean? Like, a big part of what labels do is, you know, they have a staff, and they, you know, some are in promotion, you know, marketing, fucking, you know, they got their own studios and shit. And it's basically like everything's almost in-house with that shit. And I really took that, and I took the, you know, independent spirit, and I kind of just like mushed them together, and that's Backhouse Music. Cause the apps, the software, the, you know, the websites they have now, like, you really don't need major label backing to be successful. You know what I mean? That depends on what you think success is too. Like, you know, you wanna have fancy shit, you wanna, like, you know, floss on everybody, or like, do you just wanna, you know, be able to make a living off of your music and then push that as, you know, as far as you want it to go. Yeah. You know what I mean? So with me, you know, I really don't even see myself, you know, signed into a major label, because I kind of know what they do. You know what I mean? Like, I know what they're on, I know what they do, and if somebody, you know, if somebody came to me with a good deal, then, you know, like, you hear a lot like, I only want distribution deal. It's like, all right, bro, do you know what that is? Like, do you know, like, what distribution is? And it's like, all right, bro, like, you're probably not going to get that deal. So, like, you got to learn more about, you know, how that goes. But yeah, it's almost like I took Backhouse's independent spirit and just kind of, like, leveled it up a little bit. So, like, now that, you know, we have a record label, now we can have direct deals with these stores, you know, like with Spotify, Apple Music, fucking, you know, Tidal, wherever you listen to music, you know, we have direct deals with those people now. Yeah. And, you know, you get a better rate than if you just, you know, put out your music through, you know, like TuneCore, CD Baby, DistroKid. Like, they have, like, a set rate per stream. And, you know, when you negotiate a direct deal with them, you know, you basically get more money per stream. And a lot of people don't know it too, but, like, let's say, you know, I have a direct deal with, I mean, this is top of my head, with Spotify, and in that deal, you know, it's like, we guarantee that you're gonna make this amount of money, right? If we don't make that money, we gotta pay you the difference. And that's what happens. Like, a lot of these stores pay, you know, somebody like TuneCore, for example, and, you know, that difference, but, like, you as an artist using that, you never see that dollar. You know what I mean? Like, they keep that, but, you know, when you're working, when you got direct deals with these people, they'll send you that money, you know? Like, as far as, like, everybody who's involved with this, you know, with this deal, like, you'll get extra money type shit.
Makes sense.
It's like, there's a lot of shit that goes into the background of, you know, putting out music and actually gaining traction, but it's exciting as fuck, man. And, like, while I'm doing that, I'm also, like, working on my own craft. So
yeah.
To anybody, cool, you know, out there, like, just trying to do it on their own, I encourage you to do it. But there's so much that goes into it. It's almost impossible for one single person to, like, work every single aspect of, you know, being an artist and, you know, actually, like, make headway with it. So you always need some sort of team. any independent artist like has a fucking team behind them.
Yeah.
100%. You might not see them, but they got like 10 plus people like working their fucking asses off.
Yeah.
You know.
Go
ahead.
Was creating the label like was that on you? Like, did you decide like I'm gonna turn this and actually make it a label? And was it just you?
Yeah, just me, man. I mean, to be fucking real, like some the rest of Backhouse was kind of like, what the fuck is he doing? You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I kind of
what's
feel.
going? It was funny as shit, man. You got like fucking you got people on like IG like not my Backhouse. Like fucking bro, like Sean's trying to make a new fucking Backhouse, but like I guess they just didn't understand at the time that like this is what we should have been doing from the beginning.
Yeah,
like we should have had this organization. But shit, when we started 2013, a lot of these different services and shit didn't exist. Yeah. So it's just all of this information, this tech like that can help you move forward. It's right here.
Yeah.
Super fire.
And so aside from X and VIX, is there anyone else that you've signed so far?
Yeah. I signed Last Minute Customer, and it's on paper that's it, but we're working with a few other artists right now.
So I don't know what all contracts you do or whatever, but do you mainly help them with the production and distribution of their stuff, or do you also book shows?
As a label, I basically help them however they need help, you know what I mean? But like on paper, it's I help them record the music, get it mixed and mastered, and then help them promote and market that music, and then we basically split the revenue fairly, and usually fairly is like net profit. So like whatever I put into making your project, we'll get that back, and then we split it down the middle. Because right now I'm not giving anybody like advances and shit, which is basically like it's damn near like a loan,
Yeah.
And like I don't know, I don't really feel like at this stage with Backhouse music, I want to show people what I can do instead of throw them some money, know that they're gonna blow it, and then owe me, so now I have this like upper hand. Like I'm not really with that shit right now. Like really, I don't see myself on that shit. But advancements, they're dangerous. They're tricky. I'll say they're tricky because some people really need that money. They need to do whatever. But in reality, like I'm giving you your music royalties like up front, and that's kind of like
that's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. It's a lot bigger than people take I guess give credit for,
Yeah, because I mean probably a lot of people look at it like I need that bag right now,
Yeah.
But if like someone can trust you, trust your process, y'all are gonna build something so much
exactly.
better. They're gonna get their
bag. I'd rather like anybody I work with, I'd rather help them set up multiple streams of income for themselves than just throw them a bag.
Yeah.
Because the bag, I mean, it's a popular fucking term. Like, me, I still want that fucking bag. You know what I mean? But like, at the end of the day, every day that passes, like I see less bags and I see more, just residual income in all different types of ways, and like that shit. Oh man, that shit hits, bro. Yeah. That shit hits.
And it builds longevity too.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. That way, if you, anybody who I'm working with now, we kind of always have this conversation because it's like, all right, so like, what if somebody wants to sign me like some big major label? And I'm just like, bro, like, we're terminating this shit. Like, go ahead, like, like that's what I want. Like, I honestly want that, that what's the word? I want that like rep of being somebody that like can push people to the next level. You know what I mean? Because as much as I want this to grow, I want people to grow as well. Whoever I'm working with. So yeah, that's just my passion in this shit. Like I found that like the business of this music shit, I'm really passionate about. And I didn't know that at first. I kind of like shied away from like a leadership role, like a responsibility role. But I mean, now I just feel, I don't know, feels good to like put somebody on. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whether it be knowledge or any little fucking life hack here and there. Like I don't know. That shit's important. That shit's important as fuck. Because usually it comes with a price. Mm-hmm. And I don't know.
And sometimes it's such a shame to see people who are so talented and could like do great things, and them just like kind of not, and just like because of funds or whatever,
exactly,
like, or no knowledge.
Shit, that was always an excuse for me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't got the money right now. If I had the money, I'd do this. And like, I really had to shake myself out of that shit. Cause like, you know, it's an excuse at the end of the day. Like, whatever I thought that I wanted to do when I had money, how about we just like scale that down a bit?
Yeah. And
just start, you know?
Yeah.
Just start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then usually, shit, I'm sure when y'all started this podcast, probably had, you know what, like one mic, like, you know, like
bare bones.
The bare minimum, but you built it to what it is right now, and you guys are gonna continue to build that. Like that's the beauty for me. Like that's the process is like, you know, the beauty of that shit, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I get teary-eyed sometimes when I see these people that like, well, whenever I see these people that like, you know, you see that like star in them, you see like something like they're doing cool shit or like they're talented in some little way, and you just know if they like nurtured that they could be something fucking amazing. Yeah. And then you see them finally starting to like do their shit. It's just like, and then you see them perform, and you're just like, you see how far they've come, and it's like, damn, that's a really great feeling.
It's
like,
dope, man.
Like the band I'm seeing tonight, bro. There's a band that like I've supported them since like near the beginning, and now seeing them like, I swear they're gonna be on the radio and shit. They're so good, and there's so many people like that around here. Hip hop, metal, like all the.
It's dope as fuck, man. It kind of like, I've had that exact same feeling, but now I'm just like, fucking, let me get in there. Like, what are you guys? What the fuck are you guys doing, man? What are you not doing? Like, all right, well, like, one of y'all, like, who's the best with computers? All right, you're doing this shit now. Like, just kind of like give people roles, cause I mean nowadays, like. When you're an artist, you know, you just gotta pay for your own beats, pay for your own studio time, you know, pay to promote it, pay to market it. Fucking, there's so much shit to not only pay for yourself, but to like do yourself. So now you find yourself wearing like 10 different hats. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And people don't even know they have all these hats on. You know, you kind of gotta like separate them and be like, all right, wait, like let me put on my fucking exec hat. Let me throw that shit off, put on my artist hat. And then I'm gonna throw it off and, you know, put on my PR hat. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different facets of, you know, this shit when it comes to like selling your music. You know, because that's what you're doing at the end of the day. If you only make music because you love music and you just want to make it, then you wouldn't really be worried about $1, would you? Yeah. You know what I mean? So like when I make the music and it's done, like mixed and mastered, I kind of just gotta like. Kill, you know, like hit that kill switch and like I'm selling it now. You know what I mean? It's a business now, and like I've gotten a lot better at that. But you know, it's tough for some people, and I get it. Tough for a lot of people.
Have you noticed that affect the craft of it at all? Like everyone wants to be like this mogul, and they want to do everything. Yeah. Like, you know, wear so many hats. But as an artist, sometimes you do need to just like clear everything. Like, all right, I'm writing now. Like, this is has that ever like been hard to juggle?
Honestly, nah, cause like. Hip hop, I mean, shit, I've been listening to these guys who've been doing this shit for so long. Like when you hear like, you know, Tupac speak about like making money and like these big deals and major plays, you hear Jay-Z talking about shit. Like I was kind of raised on a lot of that shit, you know, fucking Biggie as well. But like you hear him talk and you're like, oh fuck yeah, I want to be a boss too. I want to be fucking, you know, like the man. But then you almost try to like emulate that. And not the process of that. You know what I mean? Not like I want to emulate what got him there. You know what I mean? And I find that the more risks I take, you know, business wise and, you know, pushing myself in that way, like it almost fuels the music now in a different way, you know, in a way that wasn't before.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's dope, man.
Yeah, it's so funny for you to say that because, like, from his story of, like, first meeting you when he was 14 and you get out of the car, he's like, he's got a fresh, like, clean beard, bro. Like, got the chain. He's like, he's a boss, dude. Like, that dude's a boss. And that was way back. That was way back then.
That's so fucking funny, man. Hey, to be real, that car fucking took a shit like once a week. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, me, Dom, and Alex had to push that shit so many fucking times, man. So that's dope as fuck. That like, from your eyes, you know, like
from outside looking in,
bro, that's dope. Because from the inside out, I was like,
but you're still with your chest out, and that's like what it is. Sometimes you just gotta just keep going.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit, I get that from my dad, man. My dad's shit. No matter what he's going through, like, you know, he still fucking rises to the occasion. You know what I mean? And like, that's what's up.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So I don't think I may have emailed you this before, but we usually ask our guests before the interview if they have any like crazy ghost stories or like paranormal things.
Before,
I didn't know that. That's fire as fuck. Okay, go ahead.
So still with the music thing, I just want to touch on, and it's fine if you don't know, but like with Sino, like he dropped that track where everything was like first names, like Michelle and stuff like that, and like on SoundCloud, those had got like all of them. I'm pretty sure close to all of them got over 100,000 plays. Yeah. And I don't know if he's still making music, but is he like on your radar? Because I know you guys were close and stuff, and he's part of Backhouse. So it's like, would I don't know if he's still making music, but like
he's definitely making music. He's definitely making music. He's just like really in his fucking bag right now. I think when this guy over here, Dom, got signed, like a lot of people either like got like, you know, a little like, oh fuck, like insecure, you know what I mean, or they just like, oh shit, like I gotta fucking go, and like Sino's going right now for sure.
Oh yeah, okay, that's good.
You'll be excited when his latest shit drops, man. We got a few songs together too coming out.
Oh yeah, okay.
That shit's dope.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear you guys are still in touch.
Fuck yeah, man, bro. Those are the boys, like always, man. They're all like my brother. I know Dom's like my real brother, but like we're brothers, man. Yeah. Like, through the end of it. You know what I mean?
That's why it's a cool backstory, and it's like cool to get behind too. Like the whole Backhouse concept is like y'all are, you know, it's like a crew. You know what I'm saying? It's
for
like
real.
You want to support all of them.
Fuck yeah.
And you all kill it. I mean, for real, since day one, like you all started doing your separate things. I was 15, 16. I'm like, these dudes are gonna blow. These dudes are all gonna be so famous.
I fuck with that shit, man.
Hell
I fuck with that. But yeah, that shit's gonna be dope.
Hell yeah, dude. So now you can get it. So I found out my information.
Okay. That's why we're co-hosts, bro.
Ghost story. Tell me more about that. I'm so intrigued right now.
So we ask because I'm someone who I believe in ghosts and shit. Like I don't not believe. I just have never had anything happen to me. And some people I just am entertained to hear crazy stories that have happened to people. So it doesn't even have to necessarily be ghost or paranormal or alien or anything. Even if just, people have just told crazy stories on the air. But if I would like to hear some stories like that are just unexplainable.
Fuck, man. I mean, I don't have any. Well, one. I mean, what kind of ghosts are we talking? Are we talking like?
Something that happened to you that you just like think about to this day, and you're like, what the fuck?
Like for instance, like for me, I've told this once on the podcast before. We were younger. It was me, him, and we were at our friend's house. And it's like in the middle of nowhere type shit. It felt like it was in the nowhere. Like he had woods all around it, but it only took us like 15 minutes to get there. And it's like late at night, or not late at night. It's like sun's going down, shit. It's almost 8 o'clock. Like it's almost dark.
Yeah. And
he's got woods across the street from his house. We're playing outside football and shit. And me and my friend look into the woods. I'm probably like 10 years old. I look into the woods and see this guy in a orange jumpsuit, black greasy hair, and he looks back at me and he's got his fucking face is painted white, and it's not even close to Halloween, bro. It's like mid-July, and he just looks back at us, and I'm like, yo, everyone get inside, and we start running, we grabbing balls, running inside, and like, and he just turns back and walks right into the woods, and we were fucking spooked, bro.
This was here?
It was like I'm saying,
Florida, bro. What the fuck is up with
fucking
Florida?
Crazy.
I'm trying to think though. I don't know, man. Like maybe I suppressed it, like, but like I don't know, man. I haven't had anything like paranormal happen to me, or like I don't know. I've been in some like wild ass like fucking hood shit, like nigga shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I've been in plenty of fights and shit, but like
anything you want to share, you can share.
Fuck, man. Like Sino's your story guy. I swear to God, like Sino would sit here and tell stories for a fucking hour, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that happened, but like I really can't think of any right now. Fuck. I don't know. There's so many though.
You ever see anything crazy going on?
Now I gotta filter what can get me in trouble or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, fuck, man. Damn, I don't. Yeah.
You must have seen crazy shit going on in the park around here.
Like, I don't know, man. Growing up, I was like to myself a lot, and I chill with family, I chill with friends, but like, I don't know. I feel like right now there's so many fucking stories that I can't just pick one. As far as Backhouse stories go, there's been crazy shit happening, man. Like, I walked in one time and some kid was partying. Like, we're all over 18 at this point, and some fucking like 16, 17-year-old came in and like broke a fucking bottle on the counter and like made himself bleed, and like there was fucking blood like everywhere, bro. Like he was touching the walls and shit and the floor. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And he's just like, yeah, Backhouse. And we're just like, nah, bro. Like, that was the first time we had to, like, draw a fucking line. Like, this is not back. Like, this is not what we do. But, I mean, shit, one time we had a party over there. Some fucking chick shit in the shower one time. And not even, this is not no like, this is a full-fledged party. Like, probably like, I don't know if you guys ever been to the Backhouse, like the original Backhouse, but it's a little fucking like 2-bedroom like guest house. But like, we've had like 60, 70 people in that bitch like at one time. And yeah, the girl like shit in the fucking shower one time. God. That shit was, we kicked her out.
You knew who it was?
Yeah, fucking someone snitched on her. And then we're like, did you shit in the shower? Like, can you imagine this? Like, did you fucking shit in the shower? And she's just like, yeah, no. What pisses me off is there was a fucking toilet next to it. There's a toilet and then the shower, and she's just like right there, like in the shower. But Sino could probably tell you like an infinite amount of stories to where you're just gonna be like, shut the fuck up. But like, no, you gotta get Sino on, man.
Yeah, that'll be great. Oh, yeah.
Plus, he doesn't have a family, so you know. There's certain shit that I'm just like, probably never gonna talk about that again.
Understandable.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Fuck it. I really do wish something paranormal happened to me for real, because I do believe in like that. What I believe is like fucking crazy as shit. That's like a whole another hour. But like, there's definitely, you know, I feel like when we die, like, you know, our spirit, like whether it moves on to like that like higher, you know, plane of existence, or it kind of lingers around. Like I definitely believe in that shit, depending on, you know, how you lived your life and how you felt. You know what I mean? Because as hard as I go right now and all the shit I do, and like how I treat my loved ones, like if something happened to me, like I'd be like, okay, like I did my thing. But like some people don't feel that. They feel like crazy fucking resentment and like, you know, like what's another word for it besides resentment? Like I don't know, they just feel unfulfilled. You know? And like that shit can, you know, I don't even think like their soul lingers, but like that energy, bro, like that energy like can linger. You know, and if like enough bad shit happens in a certain area, like you kind of got that lingering negative energy, and like you got your haunted house. You know what I mean? Yeah. I definitely believe that shit. But
me too. That's why he always trips out, because I'm always trying to like go to these haunted places. So like,
this man hit me up and said, "Yo, so we had these guests on, Lutz and his girl, and they were telling us about Marco Island has this abandoned hotel." That's spooky as shit. That's where they were telling their paranormal story. They were like in there and some crazy shit happened. I guess like in the lobby of it, because they went inside, and in the lobby of the hotel where it used to be, there's just all these broken TVs. Like everyone was just like throwing their TV off or something. So like haunted, spooky as shit. I mean, you could Google like haunted whatever, and it's just like spooky. That says, hey, you want to go there and stay the night? Bro, what? I'm fine, dude. I'm fine living here.
Nah,
I'm good.
Like, hell no,
He
bro.
embarks in that. He embarks in
like,
that.
Like, what's your like? What would be like the best time for you? Like what do you want to happen? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like besides you like just being like murdered.
Yeah, I wouldn't want anything like, I'd be afraid of like bums or something like that. Like that would actually like make me fearful for my life. But like honestly, I would want to like feel scared, you know, because I love horror movies, and I seek out.
Even if it's real though, like it's not no haunted house. Listen.
This is gonna be. This is how I explain it. So with horror movies, I want to be scared. Like it's so hard for me because like how much I look into the movies and like whatever, like not a whole lot scares me.
I don't even watch scary movies.
To the point where I'm like, you know, like I rarely get the feeling where I'm like walking in my car and I need to like, you know, like kind of like take a second and be like, all right, there's no one out there. Like I don't really get that feeling anymore. Because I'm grown, but like I kind of miss it. I kind of like it's like it's like when you ride a roller coaster.
No, I love scary movies too. Yeah. I'm a bitch though. Like during them, I'm like, but like I love them, bro. I love them.
Yeah, and see, so like the goal would be nothing like life threatening, but if something happened that was just like really freaky, and like it could be a story to tell. You know what I'm saying? True. And then like I might get that fear inside where I'm like, I need to leave or I'm gonna fucking die. You know?
Honestly, I feel like you guys have watched The Shining.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I really feel it's almost like that. Like you gotta like post there a little bit, like long period, like you know what I mean, like long term, and it'll like make you go crazy type shit. Yeah. I want to see that sequel coming out.
Yeah, I heard about that. I'm interested. Really Stephen King's behind it, so it's probably gonna be good.
Yeah. Fucking yeah. But shit's crazy, bro. Cause like, I was watching some video on The Shining, and there's this like famous psychologist named like Carl Jung, like Carl Jung, and he was kind of like dissecting that like old, you know, Tibetan like Book of the Dead or some shit, and it was crazy as hell because like what he was explaining, like, you know, happens after you die according to this book, like really, you know, it like aligned with The Shining and also aligned with that old video game Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Where like there's almost like this, after you die, you know, your whole life flashes in front of your eyes, and then next is like you go to this kind of like in between like area, or like, you know, where like almost like certain regrets or shit that you have in your life like almost manifest, like different parts of your life like manifest into like monsters, demons, or whatever the fuck, and you like, that's you getting through that, you know, like it's what, like, okay, you're ready to like, you know, move on type shit. But it was cool as fuck. You guys gotta check that out. Oh, and I'll bring a book for you, bro. Manga called Uzumaki, and Junji Ito is the author, but that's like a manga. That's something that really fucking scared me, and it's not like jump scare shit. It's like,
yeah, see, that's what I look for.
Really fucking like, it's creepy. But the whole thing is about spirals, and you're like, how the fuck could a spiral be like scary? But like, he did that.
Damn.
So like, yeah, it's cool as fuck though. It's called Uzumaki. It's a hardcover. I'll bring it for you.
What is Uzumaki? What is that in Japanese? Isn't that
it's
like
spiral? It translates to spiral.
Oh, really? Okay, because I know
so
there's like a.
You see a little spiral like on the back
Naruto's
of like
back.
all the, you know, Jonin things, like that's from like the Uzumaki clan.
Oh,
yeah,
tight. Yeah, and then there's also a food too, like something that's like a spiral, like food.
Yeah,
like
do
seafood
they call
type
it
thing?
that?
Yeah. I forget what.
But
I know it's
it does translate to spiral in Japanese.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Anything else you want to add? You got
anything else you want to talk about
it's
as far as?
hot as fucking here, but I wish I could see your all.
Yeah, we usually give you a second at the end of the episode to just like, you can look at the camera and shout out anything you got coming up. The show on the 6th. Book of Void.
Big Boss tomorrow. Dropping a song tomorrow.
What?
Yeah, that's just gonna be dope. Fucking 12 a.m.
Yeah.
That'll be out.
Hell yeah.
Eastern time.
Hey.
And shit.
Yo, fuck yeah.
December 6th, we got Casey Party. Fucking Casey Parks.
It'll be a Casey party.
Release party.
Woo.
Casey Party.
Yeah.
It's gonna be dope. Backhouse, we're gonna be performing out there.
Yes.
Fucking
Do you know who else is gonna be out there?
Last Minute Customers performing. Tyler Morrison. I don't know if you guys heard of her.
No.
She sings. She's really cool. She's a talented singer songwriter. She's gonna be out there. Sling as well, and Wonder Why.
Hell
Yeah. So it's gonna be a fucking show.
Millennial, you said Millennial.
Yeah,
Brewing
Millennial
Company?
Brewing. December 6th.
December 6th. What time?
Time, it's gonna be from 7 to 12.
I'll be there, bro.
Yeah.
We will
It's
be
fucking
there.
dope.
Yee, I'll make sure I'm off work. And then
We'll
Book
see
of
a different
Void.
song.
Do you have a date set for Book of Void yet?
No, I'm just right. Honestly, I've been so fucking busy, and Dom told me like the last time I saw him the other day, I was like, man, I was like showing him songs. He's like, bro, you gotta put these out. I was like, no, but that's like the project after Void. And he's like, fuck that. He's like, you don't have. There's no rules, bro. It's not like you're not signed to a major label. There's no fucking rules. Like, do you. So kind of took that to heart. I'm gonna be dropping a lot of singles, and
yeah.
you guys will see where they land as far as projects go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I'll be
more
looking forward
visuals
to
and
that, for
shit.
sure.
Yeah, bro, it's about to kick up.
Hell yeah.
And to all the listeners, there's
yeah.
there's already a ton of music. Just look up Slyte on all platforms.
Oh,
Fuck
my
yeah.
gosh.
Lots to listen to already,
So much.
and lots to look forward to.
Hell yeah. You want to let them know where they can find you at? Instagram, Twitter? I don't know
Shit,
where you're at.
At SLYTE_. That's for Twitter and Instagram. And shit, just Google Slyte. Got a knowledge panel now. That's fucking
it.
cool. Part of publishing
Hell
my
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Hell
And then Backhouse 6201.
Yeah. And also, I didn't mention it, but I also started a publishing company like October 1st, and that's Front House Publishing. So yeah.
What?
Yeah, bro. Fucking, we're moving, and that is at Front House Pub PUB. So yeah,
Wow.
we're building out here.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That's tight, dude.
Mogul.
Hell yeah. Straight up.
Trying.
So this has been what episode has this been? 30 something.
No, let's not. Listen.
Yeah, it's been a great one. We'll say that much,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Where can they find us at?
City of Palms podcast on We're on Facebook and Instagram. Still yet to get on Twitter, dude. It's like 3 episodes we've been like, oh,
yeah, we gotta get on Twitter.
Fuck. I honestly, I'm on fucking Facebook too. I be fucking slacking on that shit, bro. Slacking, bro. I be hating on Facebook, low key.
Yeah,
fucking at Slyte work BH, SLYTE work BH, and I believe back the tag for Facebook is the same on same as Twitter and all that other shit. But yeah.
Nice.
I can fuck with y'all.
Yep. And to all the listeners, video podcast goes up on YouTube every Monday. Audio podcast goes up everywhere you can listen to audio stuff. And we post highlight clips on the Facebook page and Instagram page and all that. So come check us out.
Huge shout out to the snacks.
Yeah, huge shout out to Favy Cakes.
Is this camera pointing at me right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro. Do y'all see this shit?
Look at that.
Do y'all see this shit?
Yeah.
That shit hard.
Yep.
Hard. I'm gonna eat it right now.
Woo! I have links to all of her pages in the description too, and you saw it during the ad break. But yeah, it's Favy Cakes. Bad Gal Fifi is the name, and you'll be seeing a lot more of her snacks here. But anyways, one thing I ask of you right now, listening, is just let a friend know about us, whether it's good or bad. Just like tell a friend, be like, "Yo, it's City of Palms podcast." Tell a friend.
Straight up.
It does more than you know. Even like liking and sharing and whatever is one thing, but even just like telling someone about us, it really helps us out a lot. So. Thanks for listening. Thank you for coming, bro. Like, seriously, this has been a great fucking episode.
Chill with y'all, man.
Hell yeah.
I got snacks and shit.
Yeah, this has been chill, bro. And we got the audience out there, too. All right, anyways, thanks for listening. Tune in next Monday, like always.
It's super hot in here.
Woo!